It's Katie Lee, and this is Katie Lee on Z103, the podcast, a replay of today's full show. Z103, it's Katie Lee. I am back. I'm feeling better. I'm not amazing yet, but I am definitely doing a lot better than I was. So if you don't know, a week ago, last Monday night, I crashed my motorcycle. And it wasn't as bad as you were thinking, but I definitely did crash it still. I had to go to the hospital and everything. Got to go in the ambulance. Terrible. Absolutely hated that. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Absolutely not. Was not cutesy. Was not very demure. Anyways, I hated it. And so I have a bum knee. I have some painful ribs. And so I'm slowly on the mends, but I'm doing better. Road rash is all healing very nicely. I got some on my wrist, my arm, my shoulder, and on my knee, and that's why I got a little bit of a limp as I'm walking around. I'm walking slowly, but we're getting there. I got a little bit of a chunk missing out of my knee. Sorry if that grossed you out. I apologize. But yeah, motorcycle crash. My bike still runs. I just got to get a few new parts. It snapped my rear brake. Got to replace a couple of things on it, but it's mostly just cosmetics. So I feel better today than I did last week. I'm not going to lie. I'm still in pain, so if you start hearing me go, ow, that's why, because I'm still in pain. Just some quick little tea spills for you. Drake Bell says he and Josh Peck have discussed a Drake and Josh reunion. I'm not going to be mad about that. Even though I feel like this is the time for reunions, I feel like we have too many of them. We also have, Indiana Jones fedora from Temple of Doom sold for $630,000. Jeez, how amazing would it be to have that kind of money to throw around? Taylor Swift's latest album is still number 1. And also, her dad apparently hands out chicken tenders at her concerts. That's a true dad right there. Okay, I saw this in the headlines the other day. The Blue Man Group came up with the drum part for My Chemical Romance, their song Welcome to the Black Parade, after hearing the drumless version of the song just once. And I don't hate it, but I don't like it at the same time. That's your 2 o'clock tea here on Z103. So today is National Soft Serve Ice Cream Day, one of my favorite ways to eat ice cream. I love soft serve ice cream, especially from Arctic Circle. It is so good. Apparently, there's also a map of every country's favorite flavor, and apparently America's is Neapolitan, and I don't like that at all. Neapolitan is, no. Not that. Let's see. India's favorite is vanilla. China is matcha. And Denmark is licorice. Denmark, what is it wrong with you? Katie Lee here on Z103, Idaho's #1 hit music channel. So last night we had a nice little rainstorm, and I'm not going to lie. So I was hanging out at my parents' house last night, Sunday evening. Family likes to get together sometimes. And it started raining and lightning and everything outside. I'm just like, next, I think we need to go home. As I was pulling into the driveway, I noticed that my house has a tin roof. And I'm just like, if lightning hits a tin roof, what happens if it hits the tin roof? Do I die? Like, do we just, get baked inside a brick oven? Because, my walls are also brick. The whole house is brick. So tin roof, brick house, does it just become an oven? I was a little leery, a little worried about it last night. But then me and Nix love to just sit out. We like to open the front door and just like to sit there in the front door and watch the rain come down or watch the lightning. Yes, we actually sit there and do it. And then I'm just like, wait, tin roof. Do you think that lightning would strike through the front door? And so we didn't really sit there for very long. I know, stupid things to think about. And so we ended up just closing the door and looking out the windows. Like the safe people that we should be. Well, person and dog should be. So, yeah. Then again, I really enjoyed the rain. On the sad note, my mom and dad and those guys, they had hay down, so sorry to all the hay farmers and grain farmers and everybody. I thought we already came up with something like this. So the founder of Spanx created a new shoe called Sneaks, and it's basically just high-heeled sneakers. I thought we already did this. We had wedged sneakers, which is basically the same thing as high heels. But the thing about these, they're $400 to $600 per pair. Absolutely not. I wear sneakers to be comfy. If I wanted to wear high heels, I'd wear high heels, not sneakers and high heels combined. No. Katie Lee here on Z103. I was reading an article earlier that was talking about how Gen Z is ditching smartphones for the nice cameras that are on our phones for point and shoot cameras, that have the vintage vibes back. And I looked at that and I'm just like, oh no, it's me. Listen, okay. I always thought that, our iPhones are so good at taking photos now, like almost too good, almost to the point that nobody can even tell if anything is real anymore. Anybody and everybody can be a photographer. And I've always loved the idea that art is no filters and as little amount of editing as possible. And so I ended up getting a digital point and shoot camera. It's literally it's like the old disposable cameras that you get at the dollar store. It's that you turn it on and then it has 500 pictures between each. Yeah. Anyways, so I can take a bunch of pictures and then I upload them to the computer and then I have them. It doesn't have a screen. You don't know what the picture looks like. It's basically just reminding you to live in the moment and stop looking through all your photos on trips and everything. And I love it. I grew up in the disposable camera era, okay? And I loved disposable cameras when I was a kid. I thought they were the coolest thing in the whole entire world. I've always loved cameras as they've progressed over the years. But I also love the fact that we can go back and the vintage vibe. It's there. Yes, I know everybody's probably rolling their eyes at me, but I don't care. I think they're cool. And I'm not the only one. So you know what? If you think it's cool, go for it. If you don't like it, you laugh at it, that's fine too. Enjoy your iPhone or Android cameras as well. Because I will, but I'll be enjoying both of them. It's National Potato Day. So with that, what is your favorite way to eat potatoes? 208-524-1033. You can give me a call or go comments on Facebook at Z103 Idaho. Listen, this is Idaho. We have so many different ways of eating potatoes. And one of my favorite ways is literally straight out the dirt. I love absolutely fresh. Sometimes we'll text our friend potato farmers, be like, hey, can we go get a couple of potatoes for dinner? Grab those, go pop them in the oven for a baked potato. Literally the best. But I will say, I'm a sucker for some French fries. French fries smothered in like gravy or ranch or both. French fries are just the go-to in my life. Except, okay, wait. Take that back. French fries and mashed potatoes with gravy are like back to back. Those two are two of my absolute favorites. So, over on Facebook, Z103 Idaho, Sharon says, scalloped. My daughter is soft fried and my husband likes hash browns. I do love hash browns. So if we have baked potatoes and we have leftover baked potatoes, we usually will save those and we'll make hash browns out of those leftover baked potatoes throughout the week. They're really good. Let's see. We have Dan says mashed potatoes with brown gravy, baked potatoes, butter, salt, black pepper. Love it. And then where was the other one that I was looking for? Oh, this one. Terry says, twice baked, loaded with Parmesan, sharp cheddar, chives, bacon, and a dollop of sour cream. I do like twice baked potatoes. My aunt made those for Christmas one year. Mwah! Chef's kiss. They were amazing. So many good ways to celebrate potatoes. Oh, wait, I do love potatoes and like beef stew and all of that. Potatoes are so good. Okay, National Potato Day. How are you celebrating? What's your favorite way to eat potatoes? 208-524-1033 or on Facebook at Z103 Idaho. There is now a demure trend, and I'm not going to lie, I've gotten stuck with it a little bit too. So there's a girl on TikTok who's been using the word a bunch in her videos. Okay, take that back. She used it on a video on August 2nd, but her second video that she posted 3 days later really blew up. And so basically everybody's saying that's very demure, that's very cutesy, very kind, and all of that kind of thing. I don't know. It's a really weird trend, but literally going through all of the comments on any TikTok video or Instagram video, it's there. You'll see it. Z103, it's Katie Lee. It is almost time for me to go on my fancy schmancy trip to Europe. Sorry, can't speak today. Anyways, I love going on my trips, but there's like two things that I absolutely do not like about my trip, and that is the flight and the airport and connecting flights and all of those kinds of things that are part of that. And so I'm stressing out a little bit because I only have like a 2-hour layover in Paris and I have to go through customs in Paris. And I've been through Paris customs before and they are terrible. Okay. They're horrible. I'm stressing out that I'm going to miss my flight, my connecting flight from Paris to Geneva. And all I got to say, that's not a terrible place to be stuck, but at the same time, it is when all of my things planned are in another country. But still, some things that I have learned before you're going to the airport is that plan to get to the airport early, but not like half a day early. You don't need to be there like 7 hours ahead of time. I get there maybe 2 hours ahead, and I feel like that's usually pretty good. Also, make sure, I learned this one, and I don't know if it's still accurate everywhere, but you can pack water bottles with like ice because they're not liquid. It's in frozen form. So you can take water bottles with ice, and then that way you do have, if you like to forget if you forget to fill up your water bottle before getting on the plane, you'll have a little bit of water trickling down as it melts. And so do that. Make sure you have all of your flights planned. Make sure you're keeping track of those. Make sure you do your check-in. Make sure you have all the passports and everything. I like to have a certain a little pouch or whatever, specifically for like my passport, things that you're going to need right there immediately as you're getting on to board. So have those, and yeah, just take some melatonin or something so you can pass out like I'm going to do. Because it's a really long 10-hour flight. Yeah, it's going to be long. I feel like we need to stop the trend of eating while driving because that's also very dangerous, along with like the whole putting on makeup and things. But this guy definitely probably should not have done this. Michigan State Trooper, he was chilling at a red light, and the guy that was coming up behind him was way too busy chowing down on some wings to notice that he was pulling up to a red light. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Both cars only got like minor damage, but the cop definitely cited him for distracted driving, which is, a good reason. The dude was eating some chicken wings. But yeah, he rear-ended the cop. And then Michigan State Police put out a statement saying it's important to remember to focus on driving when behind the wheel. Driving distracted, in this case, eating wings, is a risky driving behavior that leads to preventable crashes. So, note to self, put the chicken wings down and drive safely. All right, I was reading a thing earlier that said the best sandwiches in every state according to Yelp, and now I need to go to Port Falls just so I can try this because it's Midtown Deli is the place in Port Falls that says they're the best. But I'm going to say that there's a place here in Idaho Falls that would definitely give a sandwich shop a run for their money. So I got to go try Midtown Deli first before I can create that battle. Z103, it's Katie Lee, and I'm out of here for the day, my friends. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. Y'all stay safe, stay legit, be awesome, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for listening to Katie Lee on Z103, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Katie Lee on Z103 is hosted by Katie Lee and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.